sorry ass DJ.
You can get some.
Many spend their days passively searching for something interesting to do. Others dig in and find it. While nothing is certain, anything is possible. And the anticipation leads you into action. Because it's here that adventures begin. Stories are unearthed. Secrets are revealed. Fortunes are found. Mysteries are solved. And the past is brought to life. Nothing valued is ever lost. It's simply waiting to be discovered. So here's the question. What are you looking for?
It's Thursday, it's 8 o'clock, and it's the Big Detecting Show. Hello, dear.
Hello, dear. How are you? Are you all right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You?
Yeah. Not too bad.
You got
Thank you.
You got some white on your face.
Oh, don't start. I've been painting at home, so I went to the brewery tonight, Chelmsford Brewery. Very good beer there, Chelmsford Brewery. Look at that. Who wouldn't buy that? And
I'd buy Northern beer.
this is better. And I had all paint over my face, but my son didn't tell me, so I don't know. Anyway, tonight I'm excited because we've got a cracking show tonight. We've got Mr. Gary Cook. We've got my wall, Adrian's wall, and we're going to talk about metal detecting.
Tonight's Adrian's wall is only just been created because you forgot.
Yeah, and I think it's my favourite one ever, and I think we should give something away. Whoever finds this one.
And you'd never even heard of it until I'd mentioned it.
No.
So that's the first time ever I've.
Well, I had sort of heard of it, but
Can't go back now. Can't go back on your word now.
I'd love to find one. Put it that way. So really good on my wall tonight. So did you go out detecting?
No. I'm in the process. My van got wrote off, and I had to update it. So I basically took it apart because I wasn't happy with it and started again internally. And I'm well happy. In fact, I'm happier now than I was with the original van. How it's all set out. Me and the boy Old Croft are going to do the electrics this weekend, and I've come up with a fantastic idea for the internal decoration as well. So I'm quite happy with that. I didn't take my van through a hedge backwards. It was outside my house the evening before the Rodney Cook Memorial last year, and a council tipper took off the back panel, let's say.
Yeah. You can have
there with duct tape.
Plinth for your manticore in there.
Do you know, I've come up with a really, really good idea. It's not a plinth per se.
LEDs.
I've got this really, really bourgeois idea for it.
Dave, I haven't asked you, how are you getting on with the manticore? Because you're a person who worries about technical issues on a metal detector.
Right. Okay.
I haven't sent you my settings, but I sent you someone who uses similar. You probably haven't put them in, have you?
No, I did. But so in essence, I am loving it. It's finding things that are so small that I don't think I would have found previously, or I may have done. I'm just going over them. Old adage. I'm not taking as much notice as I maybe should be with that 2D imaging system. I'm basically using it as an Equinox. So in that respect, it's bang on because I'd learnt the Equinox to a degree. The settings that you sent me, I put in. However, probably the worst site I could have ever put them settings into, because it was littered with green waste and it was just annoying me to the point I was going to hang someone.
Yeah, it will pick everything up, but it will pick out tiny silver, gold. It just got to listen. And those settings are like a two-tone as opposed to multi.
Okay, let me put it in a sense. It might be better me saying that I should have used them on a quiet site, a very quiet site with nothing in the field at all, perhaps first, so I could get used to the blips and the plops, because the way that you'd sent it me was a totally different noise. What they called tones than I normally prefer.
Yeah.
So I haven't set
Well,
tone, and it was a
yeah,
bit, and I couldn't get my head around it.
similar to the Equinox tones, to be honest. 2-tone, that was. But you can change it.
Well, I use 5 tones normally, so.
But just goes to show you're getting on with it, and you think you're a technophobe, but I don't think you are. But you're getting on with the Manticore, so
yeah, I am, surprisingly so, and I will. It's a machine that I don't ever want to get rid of because why should I?
Yeah.
It's currently a Ferrari for a. I'm doing a Yui. I'm doing a U adage.
Yeah, here we go.
It's a Ferrari Countach for a
Lamborghini.
Austin Allegro driver.
Ferrari.
Did that work?
Yeah.
Okay.
Should we say hello?
I don't know cars. How do I did it? Yeah, say hello to people like you do that. Our guest isn't here at the moment. I've sent in the link
Nick
late
West,
because I was late.
Stephen Brame, Andrew T. Bit quiet in the chat tonight. Charlie Dreamer, Philip Wills, of course, and Steve Dunn and Anthony Fleece. Steve Cord, I think he's getting an Indian takeaway. Ange, hello Ange, good evening.
Anthony Please, he's had some fines of consequence of late.
Carl
He's had lots of bronze things, and he's also had the bronze things recast for him in modern equivalency.
Oh, very
and
nice.
They look absolutely bob on.
Donna Martin thought I was going to miss tonight. I'll mainly be listening. That's all right, Donna. I hope you're well. Nicholas Berry, the man who does the jumble sale at Rodney Cook. Hello, Nick. And James Barnes. Hi, mate. Ange. Hello, Derek Sherwin. Gareth Howard.
James Barnes, I haven't responded. I saw your message, but I've not got to it yet because I've been a bit flustered. Sorry.
Today, I was painting the house and I thought of people and things and detecting show, and I was in the toilet and I thought of Gareth, like you do.
Whoa. Do we want to go any further here?
Yeah, no, not what happened in 1997, but I miss Gareth's loft. So I think we should have Gareth's toilet.
Okay.
Who's toilet? On the toilet?
Who's on Gareth's toilet?
Yeah.
You'll have to create a new video for that before we can play it.
Yeah, so I thought it's all kicking off now in the chat. So Christine Lazel.
That's someone new. Several months. Christine Lazel.
Hello, Christine.
Hello, Christine. Nice to see you.
Do you metal detect, Christine, or do you just like the look of me or Dave?
Stephen Brain, I haven't forwarded to Donna. Sorry, I apologise. I'll write it down. Adrian, talk amongst yourselves. Where's a pen? There's a pen.
I'm just wondering whether I should do a prize tonight for Christine Lazel, haha. For Adrian's Wall. Those who aren't watching, those who haven't watched before, in the show we have an Adrian's Wall, which is like Adrian's Wall, and there's a metal detecting find, and you got to guess what it is. And tonight is one of my favourite ones because I don't think anyone will get it. Well, Philip
probably will, because I know quite a few people who've had them up before. It's just you who's never heard of them.
No, but then look at me in fibulas. Gold status, quarter status, nobles. Yeah, find it all. Bloody fibula. No.
Matt Kent's here for mine and your Luke's. There's something I wanted to mention. Let me just go through the people because it'll remind me what I wanted to say.
Yes, I did watch the Frank Spencer episode, Nick Berry, and I think I watched it twice in bed Thursday night after the show, and I forgot how slapstick Frank Spencer was, and there needs to be more of that on television today.
Certainly does.
Yeah.
Anybody who went to last weekend's Valley Searchers rally, how did it go? Honestly, I've not seen a thing. That's not saying there's nothing there. It's just I've not used Facebook to what I usually use. I've just been a bit manic. Have you didn't ask you? Did you go detecting the weekend?
Yep. Went out Saturday with the really interesting actually. Went on one of the fields on our permissions, which has got a lot of springs on it, so it's wet. It's got wet patches. Like about 4 years ago, I got stuck in sinking mud or sinking sand, whatever it is, and I was waving at my mate James, and he just waved back. It didn't help me, and I lost a welly. Went down about 4 foot, but found a papabulla.
Nice.
About 4 years ago.
Never had one of them.
No, it's lovely, and lead trade token. But this weekend went out. What did we find? Not a lot.
I've just put your friend in a timeout anyway.
Oh yeah,
yeah. He started laughing at the fibula thing, so I just
he found a hammer. I did, but yeah, no, it's really weird at the moment because the soil on one of my permissions, about 3 inches is really wet, and then it's dry, and it's the multi-frequency. I was on the Manticore with my settings, and I was picking up stuff, crotal bells and things like that, but nothing of consequence. I got a bit of a plane, I think, which I was quite excited about. A bit of an aluminium part of the plane, which could have been Second World War.
That's what I wanted to say. You reminded me when you said Manticore. Matt Kent said that Anthony Police, he's using a Manticore on beach settings on the cultivated.
Yes. A lot of people do that, and do with the Equinox as well.
Never heard of that one.
Yeah.
I've left it in by mistake when I've been to the beach and not metal detected for a while.
Yeah.
Did you see on the news, BBC News last night, the hobby in a good light?
I don't watch it.
A 9 or 10-year-old chap called Brody.
Yes. Put it on
yes, we discussed it, didn't we?
Yeah, yes.
We think his parents were fans of the Jaws films.
Yeah, Brody.
He found a medieval seal on a dig in Gloucestershire. Did you see the video? And did you see the male person who was walking around with him? I was convinced it was Gary Cook.
How old's the boy?
Sadly, I don't think Gary has sired any other children that Lisa knows of anyway. Good evening, Gary. Good evening, John.
It wasn't me. That's for certain. It'll get me in trouble.
There they are.
How are you both?
Yeah, we're good, thank you.
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. How are you two?
Brilliant. John's wig's looking well.
Yeah.
Nicely furnished.
I wish I had as much hair as that.
He's had his monthly bath just for tonight.
He's had the Vosine out, hasn't he?
He hasn't got an RCM top on though.
Nor have I.
No, we'll have to sort that out, Dave.
I've got an RCM top. I've got an RCM hat. Unfortunately, as I said, I was a bit behind the times tonight. I was.
John, does that say Armani
powered instant?
Yes.
I brought it back from him from a market in Turkey about 2 years.
I'll tell you what, John, I'll bring you one back from a market in Turkey in about 2 months. All right.
Okay.
Obviously, it'll be a medium, won't it?
Yeah.
I'll have it here in time for the RCM.
All right, an extra large medium.
The amount of stress that we've been going through, he's going to lose a lot of weight.
I think it says Armani beans.
Beans, no jeans. Oh dear. Oh dear.
So how have you been?
We're groovy. We just plod along, don't we, Adrian?
Yeah. And I haven't spoken to you for a while, Gary, but all's good.
This afternoon, at least.
I will be talking to you because we've got an exclusive announcement to make tonight as well.
Ooh, not even I know this one.
Gary's coming out.
No, even Adrian doesn't know this one.
He's actually holding hands there.
We only found.
Yeah,
we only
well,
found out-
now he puts his hand behind his head.
John's not got trousers on. He's sitting in his pants.
We only, to be fair, we only found out about an hour ago. So it is a massive exclusive. So we've only literally just put it up onto the Marshall's WhatsApp group page. So yeah,
We're
so
going to obviously hear this before any marshals because no one goes on there.
well, we don't want the organisers to tell us off. Oh, how come you told the big detecting show before you told us? So
Because it's the big detecting show.
Exactly. So friends of the show and all that. But no, we've got something to announce. There's still a couple of little I's and a few T's to do. Do you want to do it now or do you want to wait until later on?
Well, it's up to the
you
people,
guys.
isn't it? It's down to the people, not me and Aid.
It's up to you guys.
It's up to you.
Well, basically, we have been, Adrian will back me up on this. We have had non-stop hounding from people asking, when's the No Frills going to be announced? When's the No Frills going to be announced? Well, it's being announced now.
Oh,
The RCM No Frills Weekender is returning. We've been given the go-ahead. We're going to go back to last year's site of the No Frills, where we had the Gold Staters, the Saxons, the Gold Posy Ring, the Norman Pennies, and countless Roman fibulas, and Roman brooches. And but we've also got some new fields, which we didn't have access to last year. So we will have some new fields for it as well. And hopefully we'll be able to have the barbecue again. We're not too sure yet because the farm shop next door is now closed that we had last year.
Oh,
Yeah, down. But he did say
I was coming for the cakes.
all of his barbecue equipment is still there. So he might still be able to do us the barbecue. But we will be looking at probably the end of September. So it will either be Friday the 27th of September or Friday the 4th of October. We're not too sure.
October's better.
No. September's better.
No,
I'm off work.
I'm on holiday the end of September. So
Yeah, but you're the weekend before.
You just let us know what's easier because you didn't come to the No Frills last year, did you?
No.
And you missed
washing my hair.
we like so many people say there's unfinished business there, and we hardly touched the fields. And we had how many? Was it 4 or 5 Gold Staters last year off that?
Yeah,
site?
and we had some nice Romans as well, some nice denarii off there, and I shan't forget the guy with the gold posy ring because he'd only done about 30 hours detecting before.
Yeah, it was his first. Yeah, it's literally.
His first machine was a Manticore, and then he was struggling to get to grips with it when he first came there. He kept digging out bits of iron, and then literally by the end, he came back and said, "Oh, I got this," and put his hand out, and it's like, "Wow, thanks a lot."
It was a gold posy ring, wasn't it? Yeah.
I particularly enjoyed the fact that every single person who came to the No Frills weekend that had a fibula. I thought that was phenomenal going.
Well, people were sharing them round because they said, "Do you want these?" Because I've got so many of them. So,
well, we knew it was going to be a reasonably good weekend when we opened up the camping field for detecting on the Friday, and literally within 10 minutes we'd had 4 denarii and a William the Conqueror penny, wasn't it?
yeah, and I think it was a skeet as well.
And a skeet, yeah, literally in the first 15 minutes of opening up the Friday field. So we knew it was going to be a good one.
Well, Kevin Welsh says there's in the chat, there's small status in field 11 from the No Frills 2023 weekender.
Yeah, he had one of them, Kev. He had a gold stater on that from that field, and hardly anybody was in there.
That was a rose gold one. It was beautiful.
Yeah, beautiful stater. That was
lovely.
Yeah.
You see, my daughter's just commented there, Gary. Alex McKay, hi there, father. That's not you, not another one of yours.
They're all coming out the woodwork now, aren't they?
Her partner is actually making his metal detecting, what's the word, debut. He's not been seen, not even held a metal detector. And he's joining me at the RCM this year as my stall helper. And,
Really?
it's his first time doing anything metal detecting related, and he's come in the RCM.
Does he realise that his main job is to just keep bringing in pieces of cake from the cake stand?
Yeah, should have told him that.
Yeah,
and he also realises that what happens at the RCM stays at the RCM.
Oh yeah, yes.
Gary, this year there's going to be a comedian, isn't there?
Yes. Do you want? I can announce the headliner, or do you want me to just keep it quiet? We'll keep it quiet.
We'll reveal it like nearer the time, I think. But
even Dave, I'm sure even Dave Sadler will appreciate this comedian.
Gary, I would have probably appreciated last year's, but I wasn't well.
No,
I was drinking coffee by my tent.
Yeah, but we've got a good headliner this year. And
if it's Joe Lycett, I won't be happy, and I'll be sticking a spade in his head.
I like Joe Lycett.
Well, you're obviously a wrong un from down south, aren't you?
Oh, I like him. I think he's quite funny.
The comedians are coming back, and there will be as normal. And the headliner's very good, Lee Mack. Yeah, I wish.
Oh dear.
But we've also got a medieval. What's the date of this medieval group? They specialise in the War of the Roses, so they will be doing mock
Civil War. Then is it?
They are. Yeah, it was the red and the white rose. Was it the Lancastrian and another house, wasn't it, fighting? But this is a big medieval reenactment group. Michael Barrymore.
No, Michael Barrymore unveiling a new underwater machine. Go ahead.
Roy Chubby Brown.
Peter Kay's doing it because they keep getting cancelled at the new Co-op Arena.
So we got
north to get that one.
We got a big medieval reenactment group coming, and they're going to be a bit like the Roman one. They're going to set up an authentic medieval village camp, whatever. You're going to have medieval knights doing mock fights and battles throughout the weekend. I think the Roman group were fantastic last year, weren't they? And they were quite good fun as well. Very eccentric, the leader. But I think it was a good success last year. So we've got this medieval group coming, and they're going to take over quite a large area.
Yeah,
we got a massive camping field this year, massive. And it's flat as a pancake.
Yeah, I think it's about 35 acres, the camping field, so it's nice and big. What we're going to try and do is we've had several suggestions, and we've talked about within the group about doing something like. So we want to be very organised with the parking because there's a lot of people actually camping this year, a lot more than years before. So we want to put people in very organised groups. So we're very determined to have a ladies only area and disabled area with their own toilets. We're also, if people want to have their own group, say like size group, let's go dig in and that. If they want to have their own area, then we will make an area for them prior to it. They've got to give us numbers and stuff like that. Yeovil Club are probably going to have their own area as well. So
stop wishing.
Stop wishing it, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
If people want to be in their groups, they've got to come in. They either register to go in their group, or they come in. So if you turn up at the rally and you want to be in a group of 6, you have to hold in the holding field beforehand and come in together into the parking area, because we're not leaving gaps and spaces. We want to be very organised this year, because last year we filled the field up and there was too many spaces and gaps in it basically, and it was on a slope and there were some complications and that. We want to be we're trying to firm up that and make it a bit more organised than we did last year. So it's one of those things that we're addressing. Obviously, we want everybody to be comfortable and safe and organised and in rows and stuff like that. So that's a bit of a change. We've got the same sorts of things going on as last year. Obviously, shower block, toilets. We're obviously having most of the other stuff that we need. So yeah, there's something I need to ask Adrian as well. John,
I'm married.
Hold that picture. of
currently.
The video screen.
Oh.
Where did you put it? John, we came up with an idea, Adrian. We don't know how you're going to think. What you're our tech man. We're looking at hiring this trailer screen. So it's a lorry with a huge, great big TV screen, big screen on it.
Is it a projector screen or what the hell's that?
Like a mobile scoreboard.
Oh, that's an actual LED screen, LCD screen. Yeah.
And what we're thinking of doing is having
the toilets. Oh,
broadcast live the raffle, and have videos playing on loops, like of fines and the RUH videos playing on loops. The guy who runs it will be there the whole weekend, and from what we know is if we give him, like, I don't know, what do they call it, a memory stick or something with these videos on, he'll be able to play it through that screen.
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, we can do something along those lines.
He also said you can do live broadcasts as well and link it up.
Yeah.
So we could do the Big Detective Show live on a Thursday night.
Yeah. It could be live on the big screen, exactly.
Yeah.
So
that'd be good.
There'll be nobody there, but they'll be able to watch it.
But we could broadcast the raffle, because so many people moan about it getting hot in that big marquee. We could literally have the screen up and people can be outside the raffle live as well, couldn't we?
The raffle, the marquee is rammed. There's people, because it's the best raffle in all metal detecting rallies, without a doubt. I mean, there's so many prizes that are given away. I reckon it's tens of thousands of pounds.
So Bragdon's going to watch it outside.
Yeah. But I think that's a good idea, Gary. Talking of people helping Rodney Cook, did you get my message about the toilets?
No. What was that?
Oh, Dave, did you message Gary about?
No, because you were messaging Gary.
No, I said, oh, don't worry. Well, we could save a lot of money because one of our...
I remember you saying...
Ollie.
I do now. You did. Yes. Sorry, mate. You did. Yeah. You said something about someone you knew or something, or...
Well, Ollie, who was on the show... leave it with us. But anyway, just quickly, Steve Barnett, all I have to do in the chat is put this. All I have to do is win a ticket, because a lot of people want to go to the main Rodney Cook Memorial Rally this year. And amazingly, you can win a ticket, can't you, through a certain competition site?
Yeah.
Did you?
Lockdown competitions are running a competition, believe it or not, and they're doing a RCM featured draw, I suppose you could call it, and you win the whole kit that you would need to go on a metal detecting rally. I think he's giving away a tent, barbecue, sleeping bag.
The whole package.
The whole package. And obviously, there's also 2 pairs of tickets to win as well. So 4 adult tickets altogether in 2 pairs. But we could also, as you look after us so well, I heard you say earlier on that you wanted to do a competition. Why don't you do a competition with a pair of RCM tickets as well? We'll give you a pair to give away on the show.
Do you think anyone will want them, Dave?
I think anybody who does want to win them shouldn't enter if they've already got them. They should leave it for people to have a chance.
And I will know if they've already...
I can tell you a funny story about that. About 3 weeks ago, me and John went to the Knights Templar weekender, because they always give their raffle money over to the RCM. They do a big raffle during the weekend, and everything that they raise from the raffle goes to the RCM. And we always go up there to support them for that. We run the rally with them as well. And we look after them for the weekend with helping them run the raffle for them. And this year we had a pair of tickets, which ended up being 2 pairs of tickets. And then it ended up being 3 pairs of tickets. And I'll tell you why it increased to 3 pairs of tickets from 1 pair in a minute. But the funny thing is, every time we gave away a pair of tickets, the person who won it came up to me on the mic and he goes, I've already got a ticket. And literally every person who won the pair of tickets already had a pair of tickets to the RCM. They'd already bought them. So so in the end, I think Crusade with a Spade won a pair. Did they win a pair?
No, Lady Liz, she's not come into the rally. She actually won tickets and she's donated them to Crusade with a Spade. They're actually raffling them off to raise money for us as well, which is great. You know, it's fantastic because everybody's sort of like got their own angle on stuff and everything.
I'll send you a picture in a minute, Dave, because I want you to put it up.
Yeah.
I think to be honest, Dave, we should raffle them next week and just showcase it a bit because tonight we got people in the chat who regulars, but maybe we could get some more people coming next week, and it'd be nice to have it.
Okay.
Well,
listen, I've got a few parish announcements.
I've just sent you a picture, Dave.
Roger that. I'll get to it in a second. I've got some parish announcements from the chat up to now. What? No idea what that means. Crusade with a Spade and the Grim Sweepers, as John just said, will be raffling RCM tickets off very soon. All proceeds to the RCM. Wayne Rowland and Nick Berry have made 2 combined, I forgot what it's called, display cabinets.
Cabinets, yeah.
Which will be raffled off. Nick West has got a fantastic prize. He sent me a picture of something not dissimilar that will be given away at the RCM. And James Barnes will be bringing along with him some actual geophysics equipment as well, talking people through that if they so wish. Yeah, I'll be one of them, James. I'll definitely be one of them. I'm
really looking forward to James showing how that works. It'll be very interesting.
Before Gary says anything about the Knights Templar,
the original ones or the current ones?
The current ones, Anthony and his group. We had a great weekend with them. The weather was actually, I went and seen Wayne beforehand and dropped into wood.
Sorry.
Keith Ellis. Go Keith Ellis.
Sorry, John.
John's got wood, by the way. John's got wood, everyone.
Please read out Keith Ellis's post, Dave. Go on, Dave.
Me?
Read it. Yeah, read it out.
I would let the Soil Sisters shave my nuts with a broken bottle for a ticket. And sadly, Monarch Designs won't be there this year. You'll be very missed, Brian. Last year.
Yeah, so just to say that the oh dear.
I'll tell you what, the Soil Sisters, if they did that after 4:00 in the afternoon, you've got to worry because they would be let me all over the shop. You would be more than circumcised, believe you me. Sorry, just a quick question before we go on. Somebody in the chat, a lady who's new to the show tonight. She's not new. I've lost my mouse.
Was it. That was the one that I couldn't understand. I read that down. Well done, Adrian.
Can people who aren't attending, can they buy raffle tickets?
We've had this conversation before, and it's very difficult. But
maybe I might have a way.
One of these super plans. That's all I'll say. If Adrian can come up with a super plan, then we might be able to look into it.
I think
Matt Kent also asked if he got a method set up for attending, if not for donating, if not attending.
Lockdown competitions.
Hi, Nikki. Nikki Foster from the Soil Sisters.
I'll just say this: lockdown competitions. All the money raised from lockdown competitions will go to Rodney Cook Memorial. That's so, right. If you want to win a ticket or the tent and all that, or you just want to donate, give it to Lockdown Competitions because they'll give the money to Rodney Cook.
Yeah, we have got a Just Giving page that is dormant at the moment, but we can open it up again. It can be a bit of a nightmare sometimes, But I've just noticed on the chat, Eagle Eye.
Oh, he's getting banned again. Hold on, let me ban him.
I do.
He's prolific. He's awful. Nikki Foster, evening all. Nikki, if you look back in the chat, just get a broken bottle ready.
It was nothing to do with me. I was made to read it out by Gary and John.
Oh dear.
Just look back in the chat, Nikki. Hope you're well, Nikki. But I think that would make a good video for the show, actually. Oh,
now that photo there. This is what I wanted to talk about.
Nikki, I'm just going to repeat it. Somebody, a very naughty and rude gentleman called Keith Ellis, said, I would let the Soil Sisters shave my nuts with a broken bottle for a ticket. Nothing to do with me. I've just read it out. Sorry. If it offends, I'm very sorry.
Oh dear.
That's so cool.
Something wrong there, isn't it?
Dave, I've just got to make a toilet break. Sorry. Oh,
that's all them bloody... You're still with us, obviously, aren't you?
Yeah, I am. I'll make sure I'm disconnected when I'm...
No. Don't leave it on.
Well, it might still connect.
It's all them pumps.
What? Your wheel that connect with the microphone.
I'm still here.
Are you in the garden?
Yeah.
I can hear the wind. You're having a wee in the garden.
I'm in the neighbour's front drive.
No, he's got an
Tony Kaywood there.
He lives in one of them houses. He hasn't got an indoor toilet. It's outside.
Leave me alone, Tony.
Oh, I can hear it dribbling.
Hey, Beth.
That's the 4 pints you had in the brewery, that is.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Nikki Foster said she could offer him to shave them for him for extra donations to the charity.
With a shave, with a broken bottle.
That's got to be worth 50p.
Raise some money for bottle shaving on OnlyFans, Nikki. Adrian, how long away are you? Haven't you like Tom Hanks in that bloody women's baseball film?
I might need a number 2. Hang on.
Disabled tent
in the grid?
Yes.
No, I'm back.
Stephen Brain, Quest for Britannia. Yes, there will be a disabled tent area, Stephen. Yes.
Just washing my hands.
A disabled area for
what you washing them in? Your urine?
White spirit.
Oh,
okay. Dave, that photo that you had up a minute ago.
And I'll put off again.
I'll explain what that is.
It's a photo.
Oh, it's better. Yeah. Oh, sorry.
When we went to Knight Templar and we were doing the raffle for them, it started off with a pair of tickets away, and I noticed a couple in the front row. Every time we talked about the RCM, they got quite emotional. And every time a ticket came up for the RCM raffle, they both got exceptionally excited. And every time it went to somebody else, they got very upset, this couple.
I'm not laughing at this story, I promise.
I picked up on the fact that this couple were getting quite emotional during the raffle. So I guessed that they were trying to win an RCM ticket, a pair of RCM tickets. So I kept adding tickets to the raffle for this to hopefully get this couple to win a pair. And they didn't. So at the end of the raffle, I could see how upset they were. So I pulled them up and I said to them, look, I've picked up on the fact that you two are quite emotional about winning, about getting a pair of tickets. And they explained that the chap, Jamie, he is battling cancer. And he's had quite an aggressive form of cancer. and he'd recently lost his dad to cancer. And the RCM, he said it's been his dream for 2 years because of my story with my dad and lots of other people, and because of what we do for cancer and the money that we raise for cancer. It's been trying for 2 years, and for 2 years he just couldn't get a ticket. They missed out. You know how fast they sell. And he was trying desperately to win. And I added 3 more pairs of tickets to the raffle to hope, but they just didn't, their number wasn't called out. So I made a quick decision while they were up at the top, with me at the front. And I said, right, well, you are going to the RCM. You're going as my personal guest. You're going to be looked after for the weekend. You're going to have it. You're not going to want anything. And literally, he just burst into tears, crying his eyes out. His wife was crying, and then he started telling me the story about his dad dying of cancer. He's fighting cancer, and it was his ambition to come to the RCM to support it. And everyone was just crying their eyes out, weren't they? It was such an emotional moment. And that photo was taken just afterwards. And the whole evening, he just kept coming up to me and putting his arm around me, crying his eyes out. And I can't believe I'm going. I can't believe I'm going to the RCM. And I just could not let them go away without giving them a pair of tickets. It's the least.
Gary, Nikki Foster, she said that was so lovely to see. They were so over the moon. She was still in tears over it on Sunday. David Evans, big love, Gary. And
there's also a message there for Keith Ellis from where's it gone?
No problems with donations, just having trouble with travel insurance. So that
Kevin Welsh. Keith Ellis, Kevin Walsh says, if you let the Soil Sisters use deep heat as the shaving cream, you can have his ticket.
I tell you what, we could make a bit of money for Rodney Cook out of this with Keith Ellis. We know Keith very well.
And Nikki's going to have friend requests from Keith. She's going to have to friend request Keith Ellis now.
I think we could have an over 18s Rodney Cook fundraiser on this.
Hey, Keith, can I butt in? Can I butt in on the back of this charity malarkey while I'm here?
Oh, sorry, sponsored walk.
As you can see, I'm not built for walking, but this weekend I'm doing a sponsored walk. Well, it's me and the boy, Mason. For those of you who know the football world, you may have heard of Olu Makari, who used to be the manager of Manchester United. Used to play for Manchester United in Scotland to be the manager of Stoke City and West Ham United.
And Swindon Town.
And Swindon. Now, he went for a drive out about 5 or 6 years ago around the area where he lives. He lives in Stoke-on-Trent. And he was shocked to see the amount of people who were destitute, living on the streets, from your people with obviously conditions, medical conditions, people who take drugs, to your veterans and such like. So he decided to set up a foundation called the Lou Macari Centre, which raises money for and helps people that are homeless. So on Saturday, I'm a union rep, as you know, we're going to be doing a sponsored walk. This isn't to sponsor me. This is to sponsor Mason, my 11-year-old, give him a year. We're going to be doing a sponsored walk from GMB and Anley to the Lou Macari Centre and back again. Now, there's no paid, there's no just giving or anything like that, because it's basically sponsor forms that we're doing. So if anybody would like to donate to Mason, and already Carl Ellis, a viewer of the show, has sent me some money over. The only way I could do it is at the link at the bottom of the screen, the PayPal to sadler_Dave@yahoo.co.uk.
Well, the RCM will donate 100 quid to you, mate.
Oh, gobsmacking. Thank you very much, Gary. Appreciate that. And John and the RCM very much do appreciate that.
Do that, won't you, mate?
Yeah.
How many miles is it, Dave? 2?
I'm not. I don't know. It's about. It's over 5 miles anyway that we're going to be doing. But as you can see, I'm not made for walking that far. I can meander around. Sorry, to use Adrian's terminology, I can mince around the field and keep stopping and leaning and kneeling. But when it comes to walking, I'm not in the best of physical conditions to do such a thing as this. So, but I wasn't not going to be doing it anyway.
Well, I'll tell you what we'll do then. We'll change it. We'll give you an incentive. We'll give you 50 quid a mile. If it's 5 miles max, we'll do you 50 quid a mile.
Thank you.
If you do the 5 miles, we'll give you 50 quid a mile.
I can guarantee I'm going to do the full amount, and I'll be streaming a lot of it live on the. It's the GMB Midlands Manufacturing. So if you want to see what's going on, and you look for the GMB Midlands Manufacturing, that's one of the things I represent. It's basically bringing manufacturing back to the area, and it'll be streamed live throughout. I've been told that I'm not allowed to wear fancy dress.
If you walk it naked, Matt can.
I can't walk it naked. I've been told I have to wear me logos, but I'm gonna get away with it by wearing a certain item of clothing beneath my logoed attire.
I think you should be wearing a Rodney Cook hoodie or top.
I've got my hat. I'll put my hat on and make the boy wear hat as well.
Yeah. Just quickly.
Quid a mile then for you. All right.
Thank you, Gary. Appreciate that.
Something that I missed in the chat, James Wynn, lovely guy, been on the show a lot. Him and Nick Berry are donating a lot of good prizes to this year's Rodney Cook Memorial, handmade wooden stuff. So I just thought
and Wayne
Rowlands as well is the cabinet.
Yeah, Wayne, Jane, yeah, they've collaborated and making some amazing things for this year's Rodney Cook raffle.
Both very talented gentlemen indeed.
Just wait until you see the cabinet from Wayne and then the decor for the cabinet by Nick. It's gonna blow your mind. It's absolutely stunning. It's gonna look fantastic. It really is.
What you've got to remember as well with this is there.
And John's got wood, by the way.
Whoa! We don't need that sort of information when he's got no pants on.
Again,
that's why he went up to Wayne. He had wood.
So I went and seen Wayne and give.
He's got wood on the brain. What?
Armani Bean.
You went and give Wayne wood.
Wood.
Okay. Yeah. John gave Wayne wood.
Yes.
What you've got to remember with that is these are one-off pieces that are never going to be made again, obviously. And
we're talking about the cabinets now, aren't we?
Cabinets, yes.
Right.
Yes.
Sorry, I thought we were talking about wood again.
Yeah.
One-off pieces.
So we're not sure whether they're going to be raffled or auctioned or quite how we're going to do it yet. But we don't want them just to be put in as just a standard raffle prize. We want to do something quite special with them. So because they are nice pieces. So,
yeah. And it's they work really hard on it.
We don't actually know the full details.
We don't really know what it's going to look like. We just know what the rough idea is, don't we?
Left it to them to sort out between them. But they're if you see what Wayne makes, is lovely cabinets he makes. So.
And we all know how talented both of them are.
And James as well.
James
boxes and that.
He made the wine thing, didn't he, for you, Adrian, with the logo on the Big Detective Show white logo.
Yeah, exactly. So it's but again, all the proceeds are going to go to the RCM. We don't know whether we're going to raffle it or whether we're going to auction it or whether we're going to do it yet. We'll wait and see what happens. We'll work it out near the time, but it will go into the pot for this year's fundraising, and that's why we wanted to make the announcement about the no frills, which will be coming up as well. As far as the one dayers are concerned, me and John are going out next week to assess some sites for a one dayer as well. So we will have the one dayer and we will have the no frills this year. We apologise that we're a bit behind with it, but the weather hasn't helped the farmers and we've just been, inundated with trying to get everything ready for the main weekender as well, haven't we? So plus we've had some very important visits in the last month.
Yes, That's the whole reason Gary came on the show with John to talk about where has all this money gone. And David, have you got some pictures?
I think Dave should have some. You should have some from the website.
So
I just sent Dave a few pictures on Messenger.
Those who aren't on Facebook, if you go to rodneycookmemorial.co.uk and click on news, you will see where the money from this fantastic hobby is going for Rodney Cook. And I think it's amazing what Gary and his team have achieved. We all donate to charity, whether it's air ambulance, cancer, whatever, homeless. But Rodney Cook, a little charity, which you are, Gary, not being rude. You're big in the metal detecting community, but in the grand scheme of things,
100%, mate.
But look at this is where your money is going. So you go detecting, have a few drinks, a laugh, comedian, but you're actually paying for this. Sorry, Dave, go ahead.
I'm sending you some more, Dave, that you might want to put up.
So I think, we've explained it before in the past that, the Dyson...
Where'd you go with here now? Bear with me. He keeps sending me stuff and they're all over the place now. I'll start there. Is that all right?
The one before was obviously, we'll talk about that. Me and John will bring that up for you, the plaque. Basically, when we first started the RCM, we were raising money for a charity based at the RUH Hospital, which is the Royal United Hospital in Bath. And that was where my father was treated mainly for his cancer, and it was where he died. He died in the William Budd ward, which was the cancer ward at Bath Royal United Hospital. It's where he died. Everybody knows the story, who knows the RCM. They've heard me talk about it many, many times. When the dust settled, as it were, it's the wrong word, really. The dust never settles. You never get over it. Adrian will know this. You never get over it. It never leaves you. The pain is like a knife in your heart for the rest of your life. And you learn to deal with the pain. You learn to live with it. It never goes away. And losing Dad, like I've always said, was probably the worst pain I've ever endured in my entire life. So that was what the RCM was about. It was to raise money to help the incredible people, not only the staff at the RUH and the cancer centres all over the country, the amazing people who work in these wards, to help families, and not just the people who suffer with cancer, it's the families who suffer with them. The ones who have to deal with watching their loved ones slowly decimate into nothing and pass away from being fit, incredible people to virtually nothing. And that is what the RUHX is. It's a cancer charity run at the RUH to help. They were building this state-of-the-art new cancer centre because the cancer centre for the Southwest, which was based at the RUH mainly, it wasn't fit for purpose almost. It was too many people were getting cancer to deal. So they were creating this incredible centre that we were told was going to be welcoming for people. It was going to be therapeutic for people. It was going to allow families to stay on site, to be with their loved ones whilst they're having treatment. The whole decor of the place and everything about it was going to be set for helping people and for the treatment of people. And over the last few years, that's what we've seen. We've watched the centre slowly go from the ground upwards. We visited it first when it was just the footings, and it's now this incredible building. I don't know if you've got a photo of the actual outside. I'll send one to you. It's an incredible building now, and it's the Dyson Cancer Centre. And we were give it a private tour, weren't we, John?
Yeah, so some of the people from our group.
That's me and Mum.
Yeah, that's Gary and his mum.
Gary, been crying there.
Yeah, well, before John says a bit more, what you've got to remember is, although the building was taken down, the name of the cancer ward is the William Budd ward, which is still there. Although it isn't the actual physical ward, that my dad was in, it's in the same location. And what you've got to remember from my mum is that was the very first time since 2017 that she's even managed to step over the threshold of the entrance to the Royal United Hospital. She's not been able to go anywhere near that hospital because it brings back so many evil, horrible memories for her. And it's where my dad died. He died in my arms. He died with his family around him. And Mum has never been able to go anywhere near that hospital ever since, even when she's had to have treatment herself for a triple heart bypass since my dad died. And she's had to have treatment. She's refused to go to the Bath Hospital. She's gone to Salisbury. So when we had this invite to go and have a private tour of the Dyson Centre and to see, some of you might know this, some of you might not, but as part of the fundraising that we've done, because we've raised so much money, the RUH hospital decided that a treatment room in the new cancer centre was going to be named after my dad. It was going to be named after the RCM rally, the man that my dad's name that is about the rally. The RCM stands for Rodney Cook Memorial. So they wanted to forever have my dad's memory and my dad's legacy, and for what we've done with the RCM, forever in a building, a treatment room. So there is an actual treatment room that you've got photos of. You'll see a picture of me and Mum in the room and the rest of us. There is a treatment room in that hospital called the Rodney Cook Treatment Room 1. And there it is there. And that, everybody, is where your money's gone. People's lives will be saved because of what we've done. That room will save people's lives. And that is where your bloody money goes. And all of the amazing people in this hobby who have helped us do this, that is the end result. People will be alive today because of what you've done and what we've all done. Not just the RCM organisers, not just us, everybody.
I thought it was Shrek then.
That's John.
Had the haircut since then.
But
I think Gary, it's so nice to see where people's money have gone for that. When we go to Tecton on the Rodney Cook Weekenders, we have a good time. We enjoy ourselves. It's really good value for money. And that money, you don't pocket it. No one else pockets it. It goes to this. And I just think that is brilliant. And people must remember that everything else is volunteered. John, all the RCM team, and people put themselves out for that whole. It's not a weekend because you get there on what, Tuesday, Wednesday, set up the marquee, set up the tent, toilets, the water bars, everything. And then you don't go on the Sunday, you go on like the Wednesday or Tuesday when it's all down. So I'd just like to say hats off to everyone who supports it, not just paying to go for the weekend, but the organisers and the volunteers, because that is such a big thing. I mean, we all go Friday, Saturday, Sunday, great laugh, but there's more to it than that. And to get that picture there, I think is amazing. And your mum must be so proud, Gary.
As I say, it was so difficult for her because she really, really wanted to go, and she forced herself to go into that hospital, to go into that William Budd ward. And the last time she was in that ward, she walked out, an hour after my dad had just died. And she couldn't go back again. I had to go back and do all of the you know, the death certificates and everything. And she's never been able to bring herself to go back there because it's just too painful. But she was so determined this time that she was going to do it, and she did. And we were all so proud of her, weren't we, John?
Yeah.
Because it was so hard, and she's crying her eyes out in that photograph. But to see Dad's name on a plaque, on a wall, and the thing is, long after we've all gone, Dad's legacy in that ward will still be there, and people will still be treated there. And people might say, well, who was Rodney Cook? Why is this room named after him? Who was the RCM? And
Google it.
And yeah, and that is what we're so proud of. Everybody, it's like you said, Adrian, everyone who's ever done as little as buying a raffle ticket. You know, every single person who's bought a raffle ticket or has donated or who's made display boxes, who's done any fundraising like the groups. You know, I'm not going to name all of the Facebook groups, but there's many amazing Facebook groups who've raised money. You know, everyone who's put something into the RCM for reasons, their own personal reasons, their own tragic stories. You know, anyone who's done anything, that is what it's about. That is the end result. That is what we do it for. And you know, we deal with an awful lot with the RCM. We have to deal with an awful lot, and we get, you know, so much positive energy from people. You know, in people like you, Adrian. You know, you don't blow enough smoke up your own ass sometimes. You know, you
Sorry.
You do
Yeah,
so
big
much
come out then.
for us. You know, you really do. But it's all of you. You know, you guys for supporting us on the show and the magazine, Dave, and everything that you do to promote it and push it and help, you know, and get it out there. That is what it's all about. You know, when you look at those photographs and you look at that centre, and it's open now. You know, there are people in that hospital at this precise moment in the wards being treated, and there have been people treated in the Rodney Cook room. Now they're being treated on a daily basis in that room for cancer. And so for me, that is the proudest moment I could ever, for all of us, to know.
Yeah, to give you some idea of the difference that it makes. The RUH Hospital was awarded £40 million to build a cancer unit. If you see the old one, you can see it out the windows of the new one. It was built by the Americans in the Second World War. As I don't know whether it was barracks or it was a field hospital.
It was a field hospital for people on D-Day.
And it literally was, you know, to say it's ramshackle is not the right word because obviously been kept and maintained, but it is archaic, and the rooms are dark and dingy, and it's not a very nice place at all. And if you're going to go for cancer treatment, you know, it's not, they make it as welcome as they can, but it is a very old-fashioned part of the hospital, and it needed updating. So they were awarded obviously the grants from the NHS, but the extra £10 million that came from donations, which was ours and the Dyson Foundation and everything else, made that whole unit something special. So it's been designed with lots of things in mind, like the views out the windows are bigger. The air conditioning is every single room separate, has a positive side and a negative side on the ward, so that there's no infections travel across it for vulnerable people. Every single light bulb is controlled on its own system and stuff like that. I mean, it is really state of the art. I mean, in the children's wards, they have screens in the ceiling, so
you've got a picture of
you can connect your iPad to them. I mean, there's a lot of technology gone into that building, and what you can't see is where that money has gone is actually improved what would be a functional hospital or council unit into a very, very special place to be.
Two family rooms. Yeah. So without the money that we've raised, it would, like John just said, it would just be a standard functioning hospital, but there's extra additions to make it special, like the ceiling thing for the children's ward. You know, the children can plug their iPads in and look at the ceiling and have a TV but there's also next door to the children's ward, 3 rooms designed with beds and a kitchen and toilet and showers. So if mums and dads want to stay with their children, they can. And they can stay in the ward and be there for their children 24 hours a day and not have to leave and upset them. They can literally live in that for as long as they need. And it was a very emotional day.
Yeah, I think it's very difficult for us to convey to people that when we went round and had a look with the rest of the people in our group, and obviously with Gary's mum, it was very emotional, but it was also very inspiring to, we know what's been achieved, and it's very difficult for us to explain to everybody that puts into the RCM, it is a very proud moment for all of us. I mean, it is something that, everybody that comes along can, pat themselves on the back and say, well, we help support that. I mean, our hobby is a fantastic hobby, as you know, and we've this whole thing which we've created and we're a part of is something special. It's very difficult to convey to people how grateful we are for obviously the rally being such a success, and it wouldn't be like it is. I mean, it doesn't matter how hard we work behind the scenes and to actually get the day up and running. It's the whole atmosphere of it. It's the coming together of people that, like James and Wayne and Nick and everybody else, and the Knights Templar group and all the other groups that do, run their charity stuff. Everybody that does stuff and put in stuff.
There's so many people. I think really well said, John. But Gary and John, just roughly, how much has the RCM raised for cancer charity since it's been going? Just roughly.
Yeah, I'm not sure of the actual figures, but I mean it's well over 300,000.
It's more than that, isn't it? Because with all the other ones we've done, we're not far away from 500,000. Not far away. I think if we have a good year this year, we'll probably touch very, very close to the 500,000 mark.
Brilliant.
Very, very close.
And can I just say as well that as well as the people who are coming to the point that things might happen where they end up in that. Yesterday, I was told I was very responsible, and the biggest cancer in the male population in the UK is that of prostate cancer. And I actually had my first ever, not the finger up the bum one, unfortunately.
Blood test.
Bit gutted, to be honest, but I had the blood test yesterday, which is very responsible of me, as I'm nearly 50. So if you get the opportunity to have the blood test for that, get it done.
The worst one to do it. I'm the worst one for going getting tested and things, and there's always an excuse with me.
Well, I'm queuing up. I'm over 50 and I haven't had big.
Yeah, but you only liked it when you had a hand on each shoulder, didn't you?
No, because you did mine at Rodney Cook last year, but you said the results were inconclusive, and I had to have another check. We
have got a group. We're working on something this year with a group. We don't know if it's going to happen, but they're a group of people who come to big events, and they offer. You can take a swab, a salival swab, and what they do. And they go away.
This is the one that's going to see how many children you've got. Is that swab?
No, what they do is they then take away all of those tests and those DNA things, and they see if you're a match for people who need bone marrow transfers. And then they're a charity, and they do Glastonbury, they do big concerts and everything else. And then all they do is they offer you to, do you mind if we take a DNA swab off of you? And they explain what it's for.
And it's not the fuzz.
It's not the child maintenance people, no.
It's one in every 25,000 people is a bone marrow match. It was the picture you put up of the lady and the gentleman that actually Gary donated the tickets to for the rally. His wife has something to do with it.
Yeah.
And what was her name? I can't remember
her name. Yeah, sorry. No, it's Jamie and... Oh.
Yeah. So...
Tabitha.
She had he had before his cancer was revealed, he actually went and gave bone marrow. So, the one thing that is striking to me is that we all go around. And I don't know what the procedure is. I know it's obviously they take a bit of bone marrow, but nowadays with keyhole surgery and that, it obviously can't be much. But if you could actually, by taking a swab and putting yourself on the register.
That's it, Anthony. Jackie. Thanks,
Jackie,
mate.
yeah.
I told you it was Tabitha.
Yeah, so Jackie was talking to us about, what they do. She goes to these events and does it, and said, would it be possible, if they could arrange it to come to our rally and do it? And I said, well, yeah, I'm sure everybody would be up for that. It's, there's going to be best part of, there's well over 1,000 people at our rally this year with everybody. It's 1,000 more people
Probably
on the list.
1,500 if you added all the.
Yeah.
And when John said the register, he doesn't mean that register, Tone Nick Haywood. Listen, I'm going to have to interject here because we've promised, and I'm getting prompted from several people on Facebook Messenger, that we haven't actually had. Oh, he's done it again. Oh, he's here. He's here.
Yeah.
He is. Make it big, Adrian. There it is.
Is it big?
Yeah, it's big.
Has it got wood?
It's like John's
Right.
wood now. It's big.
Just to know, no prize monies can be won from this game.
No prizes tonight either.
Right, so we
And it's a
have
good
one.
I
to
bet you somebody
30.
gets it like in the first one, Adrian.
Go on,
John,
pick a
we're going to
number.
let you choose the first number tonight.
Oh, number 10.
Maggie's dead.
That's
Gary?
good. Wait, I'll say 20.
Nikki Foster, number 3.
Oh, we haven't got 69.
Ooh, that's
have we?
cool. It looked like a cool.
Not Approach. Lucky, number 13.
Well, if it's
It's not a dildo.
It's an Harry because he doesn't play the
It's not a token. Seb Regden, number 5. Seb, thank you for the donation that you've sent over. And to you too, John the Sundial, not a denarius, from Queen Pod. It's not a fibula. It's not a Celtic-y.
So it can be one of them.
It's not a stator. It's not a seal. It's not a button.
Number.
Hold on a minute. Christine Lazell said, my God, the volume went very loud for Adrian's wall. I've got my earbuds in and nearly shot through the roof. It's not a piece of bait. It's not a military button. It's not a button at all. It's not a pot lid. It's not
Give
a
us
penny
a number.
Victoria. 16. It's not a cufflink. It's not marzipan.
14.
Now what? Marzipan.
Look at the picture
Not a
on the
skeet.
coin.
It's not a burnt
It's not
Yorkshire
one of
pudding.
those love tokens, is it, from the Roman period?
Oh, Gary.
What is it, Gary? Get it right.
Is it one of
It's
those,
not a light. It's not a half
when
ten.
they would hand over a token for favours in a lady of the night.
A brothel token. Gary
Brothel.
Cook's got it.
He certainly has.
And Adrian had never heard of them.
If you look at the picture, something's going on a bit wild there.
See, I could, yeah. I'm not going to say how I knew that.
It's by some of them children that you've sired. Adrian,
Made from,
tell us about
made-
it.
made from bronze and smaller than a 10-pence piece, the coin depicts a man and a woman engaged in an intimate act. Experts believe it is the first example of its kind to be found in Britain. It lay preserved in mud for almost 2,000 years until it was unearthed by an amateur archaeologist / with a metal detectorist. On the reverse of the token is a numeral X11111, which historians say could indicate that the holder handed over 14 small Roman coins called asses to buy it. This would have been the equivalent of 1 day's pay for a labourer in the 1st century AD. If you want to read more, you can find all about it on the show.
And that was made near Putney Bridge in West London by pastry chef Reg Curtis.
Yes. So very interesting there.
I
nice.
Really want to find one of them.
Anthony, please. First time I've seen one. Yeah, I've heard about them, but I've never found one.
I'm sure they had one on the
Steve Cord said that's expensive.
I'm sure it's a mud locker.
It is a whole day's wages. Well, is it? No, it's probably equivalent of today. Not that I know about those sort of things. But yeah.
Also, the music from said Adrian's Wall can be downloaded to add to your telephone to make it your ringtone if you so desire at thebigdetectingshow.com.
And we have got a few people who have downloaded it. I think it's last time.
Wayne Atwell said the X111 was the mobile number. Nick West says he's actually used them.
Not in Wales, brother. Steve Cord. Show off, Philip. No, I think.
Yeah, sorry.
No, sorry. Go on, Gary. You know all about it.
We were saying about the hospital and that, and obviously we will be, now the hospital's up and running, it doesn't mean that we're not going to continue to raise money, because they will be now looking at getting some new equipment and scanners and.
Yeah, well, they've actually got a space in the ward for a new scanner, because so they explained about some very complicated equipment when you go for scans that are in these rooms that are lead lined and stuff like that, and they can't move one of them from the old part to the new part because it's for some reason it's not movable. So they're basically going to put a new, obviously, and with equipment. It's upgrading all the time, so they're going to basically they've already got one scanner in place, and they're putting another one in. When funds are raised. So we're continuing as we obviously do, because it's still needed. It's still going to be needed to fund any new equipment that comes up. So
it all depends if my stress levels can deal with it, and and I can handle all the other stuff that goes on with trying to organise the RCM. So
you can do it, Gary. You can do it. Oh.
It's been tough this year, I have to admit. It's been very tough this year.
And talking of tough this year, Gary, there's been a lot of malarkey going on in the metal detecting community of late. But behind the scenes, obviously, you've received quite a lot of hate.
Yeah, which is what's made it extra tough for me this year. I've received a lot. John knows how much nasty. I've always absorbed a lot of the nastiness that I've had to deal with over the years with running the RCM. And I've always absorbed most of the nastiness away from my friends, because I don't want them to have to deal with the real hardcore stuff that I get sent. And I sometimes wonder whether I should talk about it or not, because I don't want. This is such a positive thing that we've done, but there is a massive negative side to it as well. And I don't want to glorify these people, but I still think that the rest of the metal detecting world should know some of the things that we've had to deal with. I've had people, and I don't, me, I wear my heart on my sleeve, and I can take a joke, and I can have people, we have us lot of laughs between us, but there's a real line that gets drawn sometimes. I've had people wishing me dead from cancer. I've had people hope that I die very painfully from cancer, like my father. I've had people threaten me. I've had people threaten to attack me just because they haven't got a ticket. I've had people threaten tell me that they're gonna kick the shit out of my wife. And I don't mince my words there. I've had people say that, you know, they're gonna knock 7 barrels out of my wife just because they haven't got a ticket for the RCM. They're gonna get the RCM shut down. We've had people send anonymous emails to local councils trying to get the RCM shut down. I've had an anonymous letter sent to my boss trying to get me the sack from my job because of the RCM. And I know who sent it. I won't name them, but I know who sent it. John knows who sent it. I've had to deal with really nasty, evil, sick stuff that I won't even begin to say on here because it's not worth it. You know, some stuff that would make your blood boil. Real hardcore, you know, there's a line and then there's like 57 million miles over the line, and that is you know, well, John can touch on it a bit more.
Yeah, I think what the problem is, and I see this obviously when somebody has a dig and they, you know, and they feel justified in perhaps, you know, giving a retort that is, you know, pretty much outrageous. It's what they aren't considering is how it affects our group and how it affects people and how it affects Gary and Lisa and other people within the group. I mean, I don't see it much because I'm not on Facebook as much, and you know, Gary is sort of like more like our promotional side of it. And this is what I say to him: you run the show and we back you up, and we do back him up. I mean, we have made decisions this year and steps to do things to make sure that things don't go out of hand this year at the rally. I'll say no more than that. The one thing that it's shameful that people do this. And I know people turn around and say, you know, chin up, give us their names and we'll go sort them out and everything else. That's not what it's about. You know, Gary has to put this, you know, in a box and try and move on from it. And it is very difficult because this isn't our jobs. This isn't a career. This isn't something we do, you know, work for a charity. We do this in our spare time. He has a full-time job. So do I. So do virtually every single one of our marshals, apart from the retired people. And we spend, I wouldn't like to count the hours we spend on it. Weeks of our time, you know, arranging stuff, sorting stuff out, conversations with people, trying to look at making it bigger and better every year. We're always trying to look at new stuff. Obviously, we go to sites, we arrange meetings with farmers. We don't just do, you know, oh well, we'll go and hold a rally there, and we'll go and see a farmer or estate. Gary's always one of these people that wants it to be as good as we can get it, and you know, and he drives that very much in the fact that he's always trying to do the best because it's his father's name at the top, and we all follow that, and we all take our sort of efforts as very seriously in this. And one of the things that is quite difficult is when we get a lot of these things, and Gary gets a lot of these things aimed at him because he gets it, not the rest of us. I mean, I brush it off a lot more than what a lot of people would, because I make the statement is, if you don't like me, then hard luck, you know, because I'm not forcing you to like me. We do what we want to do because of the reasons we want to do it, and so do the rest of our group. But what I find very difficult to accept is when this isn't our job. We don't get paid to do it. We don't put ourselves out to have this put forward at us. And when we have problems and we have people trying to impose their will because they think they're hard done by, I think it's quite sad. I know don't get me wrong, there are thousands of people out there that, you know, understand it and everything else. And you look at all the other groups. I've seen chats on some of the other ones where people moan at the dig organisers, oh, why isn't there this, why isn't there that? Well, if you want to do it better, go out there and do it yourself, and then you'll find out how many people will moan about stuff whether it be little trivial things or big things, like Gary said about, I mean, look, our rally's successful. We know it's successful. We're not bigging ourselves up in any way. But one of the problems is we can't have 5,000 people turn up to a 1,000-acre rally. It's just not done. We want to. If we could run a 5,000 people event, we would do it. But we would have to give up our jobs to do it. We could not coordinate. We could not physically do it. We wouldn't have the land available. We want everybody to come. We want everybody to have a good time. That's what it's all about. It's about them having a good time. We could put the price up each year. We don't do stuff like that. We're very firm on, we want to make it affordable for people. We want people to have a good time. And we want them to know that when they go away, they know that every single penny that we have raised, apart from the costs of running it, which is the marquees, the toilets and everything else that we provide for them as a service, every single penny of that goes towards charity. No, none of our marshals get paid anything. It hurts when people actually turn around and actually say, well, and they make accusations and they make false claims, and it is false claims, and it's sad really. And I don't mean that just from the RCM point of view. I think it's for all rally organisers. I see when we go to other rallies, how much effort they put in. I realise how much effort they put in just for a weekend, and it's tough.
It is hard.
Well said, John. And I think we should just those sort of people. Yeah. And Gary, I know you're heavily on Facebook. You just got to look at them and go away. Just flick them off, because they're like shit on your shoe. You just get a big stick, pick them off, chuck it in the ditch, and carry on. Exactly. And it's hard. I get emails. I don't even forward them to you. I get emails for the Rodney Cook ticket saying certain things and stuff. I just whether, mate. Just move on.
Every rule, every decision we make, whether it be whether you're allowed to whether there's dogs on site, whether you're allowed to fire, whatever it is, every decision we make is always done for the benefit of the people. I mean, we've had a discussion this year about last year we had the ambulance on site. It was used a little bit, but it's coming back every year. Luckily, it's sort of half donated, and it doesn't really cost an awful lot compared to if you actually had to pay for a full-time paramedic and ambulance to be on site. Most of it is donated. But it is reassurance, because we feel very responsible for 1,000+ people, and God forbid anything was to happen. With it there, we have peace of mind, because it's for us, the stress of having some first aiders in our group that would then be responsible if somebody was to have a cardiac arrest in the field would be, and then not being able to cope and not being able to get in the middle of the field, all those sorts of things. We go through all of that. Security is there as peace of mind, so that everybody is safe.
That's why we're having the full blown. Yeah. It was such last year. So many people come up to me saying it was so reassuring knowing that there was an on-site and fully equipped ambulance, 24 hours on site the whole time. And I know Dave went there and had growing toenail. And I don't know what it was, but
it was growing pubic hair, actually.
That's what it was. Yeah. But it was so reassuring knowing that we've got a team of paramedics in there. 2 of them are metal detectorists, and then there was a full-blown paramedic manning the ambulance.
I mean, it's really good, because if someone, let's say something stupid happened, like someone wanted to shave their privates with a broken bottle and it went wrong, there's a paramedic there, isn't there?
There's a paramedic to deal with it.
Carl Ellis. So yeah. Anyway,
but no.
Gary, John, have you got any last bits, because it's like way past 9:30.
Watch this space for the no frills. We've had the go ahead from the farmer. Adrian will get it all up on the website once we know. It's going to be, as we said earlier, we're looking at probably the last weekend in September, so Friday the 27th. and then the first weekend in October, possibly, Adrian. As a one-day imminent, going to be, as soon as we've sorted it out. And obviously keep an eye out for the competitions to win RCM tickets. How many have we got on the waiting list now, Ed? It's quite a few, isn't
it? About 350 plus.
So not many then.
No, but just still, if you want to, you never know. 100 people might have COVID or something, but
we got a lot planned. We're going to have the big screen. We're going to have the medieval reenactment. We got the comedy store coming back on the Friday. We've got
bottle shaving.
Yeah, we got bottle shaving booth.
Gary, thank you very much, and John tonight, top guys, really good.
We want to thank all of you. The whole reason we came here really was to thank everyone who's ever helped us. And hand on heart, we cannot thank you enough to help us achieve what we, to like we said, that hospital and everything in it.
Go on the website and look at the if people go on the Rodney Cook website and look at the RUH, it's a fantastic new unit.
And that is what we want to thank you all for. All of you guys who just come to the rally, support us every year, buy tickets, whatever. It's an amazing achievement what we've done. And the metal detecting hobby in a whole is an amazing thing. And we've shown that if we come together as a group, we're not a bunch of treasure hunters. We're not a bunch of idiots just wandering around in a field in the rain. We're actually a really nice bunch of people who can achieve something incredible. And we've achieved something absolutely incredible. And what we've achieved is still ongoing, and long may it continue for as long as we can hold our nerves.
That's it.
And we've just shown the world that our hobby isn't about treasure hunting. We're actually a decent bunch of people who care about other people, and that's exactly what the RCM is. We've always said it's a family. The RCM is a family, and that is what we always say. You come in and you join the RCM family. You're part of it, exactly, and you're part of a family. And we look after our own. Families look out for each other and they support each other, and that's exactly what you get with the RCM. Is that well done, mate?
Well, Gary, thank you very much. John, thank you much. Thank you very much. Thank you as well for the donation that you'll be making to the walk this weekend.
Just tell me how we do it, and then we'll give you 50 quid for your 5 mile.
Appreciate that. It's basically
20 miles.
PayPal.
20 miles, I think.
Yeah,
marathon
walking around the world.
So basically, for those of you who haven't read the bottom of the screen, if you do want to make a donation, and as I said before, thank you to Seb Regden and to his name's gone blank, John Nicholson from Coin Pod. Thank you both for their donations this evening. If you would like to drop even a small pound over, please feel free to send it over to myself at sadler_Dave@yahoo.co.uk. My union leads will be watching this, so they'll be knowing that there'll be some monies coming their way anyway, so they'll be all above board. Don't be worrying about any malarkey. Adrian, thank you as ever. Gary and John, everybody watching, thank you.
We'll see you soon.
I don't think I've organised a guest for next week as yet. Bear with, and we will sort. No problem. I think it's your turn to sort one, actually, Adrian.
Yeah, I'll find one.
Yes, so I'll sort one out then. Good night, everyone.
Take care.
Good night.
Bye.
Just got to show you Gary's pants. Gary's pants. He's put the thing, your laptop down, and Gary has his pants on.
Propped up.
And his widgie. Good night, everyone.
I don't want to see